cards and crafts. Let's make something together. Hello crafters, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome back if you're a subscriber. Today we are going to make a triple panel card, and we're going to use the Love from Lizi July 2023 card kit, and it's called Peach Blossom. The card we're going to make is an A2 size card, and I have everything here ready. The previous 5 cards, you'll find links to those down in the description, as well as all the products I'm using. Most of those are from the Love from Lizi website, so the subscription and the link to the website where you can find products will all be down below. You can also share your makes with us on the Love from Lizi Facebook group, as well as my Facebook group called Your Cards and Crafts. So that's the housekeeping all done now. Let's focus on this card. So for this card, I have a piece of Kraft cardstock, and it measures 11 by 4 1/4, and I have scored it here at 5 1/2. So I have a side folding card, and we'll just burnish that score line. Next, I have 3 pieces of white cardstock. Now these pieces are 5 1/4 by 4. We're going to put 1 on the outside like so, and then we're going to put 2 on the inside. Now you can see here that I have these ready to go, stamped, etc. So on these 2 pieces, I have 2 strips of pattern paper, and you can see those there. Those strips are 4 1/4 by 1/2 inch, and you can see here I have these offset. This one is offset to the left and this one is offset to the right, because we're going to have a column in here that our panels will float onto, and you'll see and understand that better as we go along. But I've just prepped this to make the tutorial that little bit quicker. I have this piece of pattern paper here, and it's going to go onto the front of our white panel. Now this piece of pattern paper measures 5 by 3 3/4. You could put a sentiment here. I have one ready to go. I've used the tag that came in the kit. We got 2 of these tags. I used some white embossing powder, and I stamped happy birthday and greetings. The greetings is from the stamp set here that we got in the kit, and the happy birthday is from another one of Lizi's previous kits. I've also stamped 2 of the little flowers that were on the stamp set that we got this month. I've added some of the baker's twine through here. I just doubled up the baker's twine so I'd get a nice full little bow. I used as well a little piece of ephemera, and I have some foam tape on the back of this tag as well as the back of ephemera, but you can just glue these straight down. So that'll be the front of our card, but really the card I think will be displayed open, so you know the recipient can display it whichever way they like. So now inside our card we'll have our 2 white panels here like so. We have this piece here, and this is going to be our pillar for the inside that our panels will sit on. Now this piece here measures, let me just confirm, it's 3 inches by 4 1/4, and I have scored it at 3/4 inch, 1.5 inches, and 2 1/4. I folded those into mountain folds because this piece will sit in our card. So where these 2 come together here, they will sit in against the score line, and they will sit on there like so. So it'll sit on like that, and when the card is open it'll flatten down, but the card will it'll sit like that inside our card with our panels on them. So our panels, we have 3 panels that will sit on this piece. So I have 3 pieces again of Kraft cardstock, and these 3 measure 4 1/2 by 1 1/4, and I have 3 of those. Then I have 3 pieces of white cardstock, and those 3 measure 4 1/4 by 1 inch. Now one of them is plain and that one is going to go in the middle. But these two, one will go at the top and one will go at the bottom. I have used stamps from my stash. I've used the With Love here on this one, but the Best Wishes is from the stamp set that came in the kit. I've also got a piece of pattern paper, and this pattern paper measures 4 by 3/4. It's going to sit in here in the middle. And then I have 2 pieces of ephemera. I thought I might pop these down onto our panels here and here to embellish them. So that's all the pieces and parts we need for this card. Let's go ahead now and assemble it together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue down my panels. So I'm going to glue these together, these all together, put our panels on the inside of our card, and once I've all that done, then we can assemble our pillar together and add these 3 floating panels onto it. So for this part, I'm going to speed everything up, play a little music for you. So there we go. Now we have all our mats and layers glued down. So now we need to glue down our pillar part. And I just wanted to mention, in case you were interested to know, the ink that I have used here on my stamping is the Kraft Ash Rose ink, and these mini cubes are available from From Lizi. I love using these. They're very like the VersaFine and the VersaFine Clear inks. They're lovely and juicy, and they stamp the sentiments beautifully. So just so you know, that's the ink I used there. Now, I used my Collal glue to glue down all my mats and layers, but for the next part, I'm going to use my quick grab glue. You can use some tape runner or double-sided tape, whatever your preference is, but I'm going to go with my Cosmic Shimmer glue. So I'm just going to make sure that it's not blocked. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some liquid glue to one tab here, this tab on the left, and I'm going to glue that one down first, and then once I have that glued down, I can glue down the other one, and that'll give us our pillar then in the middle. So I'm going to pop this right up against the score line. I'm making sure that it's nice and level, and then I'm going to close over the card and press down on that, and it should fit in there perfectly. And I'm going to give that a minute just for that to take, and then once that's done, I'm going to fold this in half, and then I'm going to add glue onto this one, and then I'm going to close this over, and that'll give us then our pillar. So I'll add a little bit of my Cosmic Shimmer glue. And now that I have that on, I'm just going to close that down and pop that over and give that a minute then to set as well. Once that has set, then our card should open like so. And now we want to put these panels on. So we can put the Best Wishes up here, or we can put it down here, whichever way we want. So I think I'll put the Best Wishes up here, and I can put my With Love down here. Now my little flower may very well stick out, and because I've collal glue on there, it'll let me turn that around a little bit, so I can put that there. And then this one will sit in between those two like so. So that's how those are going to fit in there, and it's just a matter of setting them up in there nicely so that they all have a nice little gap in there, like so. So once you're happy with your piece, then you want to add some of the liquid glue along here, and you don't want to have any more glue than the width here of our pillar, which is 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to pop that there, and I'm going to bring this panel here is in line with our white panel below, or our white panel there to the side. So that's how you'll know how far to come down. Line it up there with that little panel. I'm going to take out the middle one, and I'm going to do the same on this one for the top. So again, I'm going to add this in here, and I'm going to bring it up so it's in line with the white panel there at the top. And then I can close this down and add a bit of pressure. And you see there, you need to make sure your flowers don't come up too high or down too low. So because it's on the collal glue, I might just be able to pop them down, but they're just not visible there. So I think I just got away with that. Make sure your little panels are straight in there, and once they're in nice and straight, you can then add in your middle panel, and that's going to sit on this side. So you want to center that then so that you have an even gap between this panel, between these two panels. It needs to sit evenly in there. So it's just a matter really of eyeballing it, but it should be the same amount as what's here and here between these two. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue onto this, and I'm not going to put it more than 3/4 of an inch wide. And then I'm going to pop that in here like so, and I'll make sure it's up against the edge there, and that is set in there. I hope you can see how the three of those are set in there. And then when you close this up, those three panels will sit in there just behind. So make sure you give those time for them to set and for the glue to set. But I'm delighted with those now. I can add a little bit of pressure, and while the glue is drying or setting, I can now add my little panel to the front, and we're going to use our little chalkboard tags that came in the kit. And I love a bit of dimension in my cards, so I didn't mind putting some foam tabs on the back of this. And I'm going to add that there. Now I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on these, so it'll give me a little bit of wiggle room when I put these down. It won't just grab, you know, and then I'll be stuck. So I want to try and center this over the front of our card. So I think that looks good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'll add a little bit of pressure now and commit. And if you didn't want to add some foam behind this piece, you could just glue that flat on, but I don't mind a little bit of dimension with my card. So I'm really happy with my birthday card, and I love the floating panels inside on the pillar, but I'm not happy with the placement of my sentiments inside. Now, you could be a little more careful when you're adding your white pieces in here. A sentiment here would have been perfect, and a sentiment up here would have been perfect. I still feel that this will need a panel on the back. So I have a piece of white cardstock. This measures 5 1/4 by 4 inches. I've also got a piece of 5 by 1/2 inch in the matching Kraft card, and I've popped a little ephemera piece on there. So to improve my piece inside, I'm going to add some ephemera, and I have 2 large hearts. I have a floral sprig and this little floral here. And what I'm going to do is add them inside. So we'll still have a sentiment inside, best wishes and with love. So I'm going to speed through doing that now next. And there we go. We have now our lovely finished happy birthday card, and I'm delighted with this card. I love the panels. I do love the white with the ephemera around it. I think it's a lovely light card, and we have lots of room here then to write a sentiment. We have got some pearls that came in the kit, and I think my finishing touch will be just to add a couple of these onto the front and the inside. So I'm going to add a couple there on our little flowers, and then I'm going to add just a couple inside on where our sentiments are. So beside the best wishes and the with love. I think that just brings it together nicely. So there we go. I'm delighted with that card, and that was card number 6. If you've enjoyed this tutorial, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. If you're a subscriber, thanks for subscribing. And if not, you might click the subscribe button and ding the bell. You'll find links to the products I've used down below, as well as links to my Facebook group called Your Cards and Crafts, Lizzie's Facebook group, Lizzie's group, and to the design team members down below. They've also got videos up, and they'll share their 10 cards 1 kit videos as well. So that's it, folks. I'm going to leave it there. We're going to be coming to you soon now with card number 7. So until then, have a great day and see you again soon. Bye for now.